The Rock is an example of someone who is a celebrity who gives his political opinions, and it really is like, who asked? The Rock is the epitome of, you know what? Not every celebrity needs to give their opinions. Because every time he speaks, every time he says something, he's stupid. He kind of sucks. Here's the video interview. Okay, great. Thank you.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sat down with co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend, Will Cain.
Will Cain joins
What's up, guys?
us live.
Yeah, and I'll be going to WrestleMania on Sunday. I was really excited
my God.
when The Rock reached out. He wanted to do Fox and Friends. And he's a fascinating guy. By the way, hour of which is on the Will
Why
Cain show
does he
today.
want to do
Fascinating
Fox and
conversation.
Friends?
We're way over our time budget. We talked about life, legacy. We talked about wrestling, him turning heel. But he told me, look, Will, I'm an independent. And he made an endorsement. Politically, he said, I'm an independent. He made an endorsement in 2020, and everybody remembers. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask him about. How do you feel about that endorsement? How do you feel about America? Here's what he had to say. So I want to ask you this. What is it that you believe that is important to you no matter its popularity?
To be real and to be direct and to be open and to be transparent. And as you and I have talked about, if you ask me a direct question, I'm always going to give you a direct answer, whatever it is. And that's important to me.
All right,
and
why are you
authenticity,
bald?
we hear that word a lot. But that's important to me. And I feel like, I mean, we could go down the well here, but there's, in today's easy cancel culture world and cancel culture, woke culture.
Okay, now I'm going to stop him right there. Suffering Soul, thank you for the 11 months. No, Dwayne, no, you're doing the reactionary shit. You're doing the buzzwords shit. Cancel culture and woke culture. My guy, you are AAPI, buddy. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. You know what? We need to ban this word. We need to ban this word because it doesn't have meaning anymore. The meaning, the original meaning of woke is now not applied to how it's mostly used, okay? Most of the people who use the word woke are using it incorrectly. They have just made it up and use it to refer to anything and anyone that is not straight, white, and male, okay? You see one queer person in a Marvel movie, woke. You see a woman who becomes the CEO of a corporation, wokeism. Woke is anything I don't like, and the people who are using the word don't like anything that is not straight and white, okay? My God. Like, bro, you play back. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Bro, you are Asian representation in Hollywood. A couple years ago, it was something like 13% of all Asian roles in films were played by The Rock. It actually might be higher than that. I can never remember the statistic, but it is something absolutely insane like that. He's like 1/6 of all Asian roles. Yeah. Buddy, what are you... Stop. Holy shit. Female pilots are behind the plane issues. Yes, wokeism is why the planes are falling apart. And it's because of female pilots. I sent you his
culture,
Chinese accent
culture,
clip,
division,
right? Yes, we watched that.
That really bugs me. And in the spirit of that.
And you know what? You know what someone needs to do here? And of course, it's not going to happen on Fox and Friends. Someone needs to say to Dwayne, what do you think woke culture is. That's what we have to do every single time now. When someone is throwing the word woke around, wokeism, woke culture, everything's woke now. Go, what does that mean? Can you define that? Because I want to hear a Pacific Islander man explain what he means when he is describing, when he's talking about woke culture, because he's talking about it in a negative way. Is the woke in the room with us now, Dwayne? Dwayne, can you point to the wokeism? And he points to himself. The crazy thing is that Dwayne being the lead of a Marvel film, is Black Adam Marvel? You guys are gonna be like, that's DC! Black Adam is DC. Whatever. Okay. It is DC. Nerd, actually, that's DC. You guys know it's interchangeable for me. But the point is that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is a Pacific Islander man, being the lead in a DC film is what Fox News people, and what the same people he's hanging out with would refer to as wokeism. That's what's so fucking ironic. Like, Dwayne, do you understand that those are examples that these people look at and describe as woke culture?
You either, in the spirit of that, you either succumb and be what you think other people want you to be, or you go, well, no, that's not who I am. I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to be real.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
A real answer is important, and the truthful answer is important. And
what are you talking about?
Get people upset. It may piss people off, and that's okay. But it took me some time to recognize that. At first, I
don't understand how he's linking cancel culture and woke culture to the need for authenticity, the need to be real. Oh my God, this man is dumb as fuck.
In a way, adverse to fame, and I didn't understand the power of it, how it could swing both ways. And finally, as I got down the road a little bit and started achieving some notoriety, a little bit of success here and there, I start to realize, oh man, this is a superpower. The fame is a superpower when used correctly, I believe, when you could use it to influence people and also use it to influence other people in terms of, again, being direct and being honest.
What is
so let's
he
be direct.
saying?
Let's be honest. There was a time that you used your fame, and it was a time that not everybody was happy. And that was a few years ago.
That's right.
And you made a very big point. You said, I've never done this before.
I have never publicly endorsed a presidential candidate or a vice presidential candidate. So I figured let's kick this conversation off this way by me officially publicly endorsing you both.
Are you happy that you made that endorsement in 2020? Are you happy with the state of America?
Am I happy with the state of America right now? Well, that answer is no. Do I believe we're going to get better? I believe in that. I'm an optimistic guy, and I believe we can get better. The endorsement that I made years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. And I thought back
Do
then,
not let the
when we
rock
talked
cook.
about, hey, I'm in this position where I have some influence, and it's my job then. I felt like that then. It's my job now to exercise my influence and share with this is who I'm going to endorse. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer is no. I'm not going to do that, because what I realized, what that caused.
I love the funny thing about it. Wait, what's this guy's name? This is Will Kane. He was a trash cast away from ESPN. He wasn't good at sports talk radio, but he was openly racist. So he found a home on Fox. Sick, awesome. Yeah, that's the only requirement. I like that Will Kane, when they're talking about The Rock being real and being authentic, goes, yeah, but like you haven't always, like, you've made mistakes in the past. With the idea, of course, being that The Rock endorsing Biden, but not endorsing Trump was what the mistake was here. Now, that's not what The Rock is saying, but that is what Will Kane of Fox News is obviously getting at, where he's like, you and I both know that, you know, you haven't been perfect in that department, that you have messed up in the past, and that mess up was when you publicly endorsed Joe Biden. And The Rock is he I don't know if it's he doesn't know because he's really dumb, or he really is maybe just MAGA, but he's missing that is what the position Will Kane is coming from. Is that Trump better than Biden? So endorsing Biden was a big mistake. I want to be real with people. That's why I will not be speaking about stuff this time, because people got mad, and that made me sad. Do I think this is a business pivot? I don't know. I really don't know. Because The Rock is one of the biggest fucking stars in Hollywood. For real. He's one of the biggest action stars. I thought we were about to get an A24 Rock movie. The Rock is The Rock. I really don't I really don't know how I don't see him as needing to start grifting. You know, I don't think this is a grift per se. I don't think he's going down the grifter path. I don't know. He just seems really dumb. He's literally a rock. Remember that, guys. He's literally a rock.
Back then was something that tears me up in my guts. Back then and now, which is division. And that got me. And the takeaway after that,
you endorsing Biden was the division in this
like,
country.
Oh man, that caused an incredible amount of division in our country.
Bautista is better.
I realize now going into this election, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that because my goal is to bring our country together. I believe in that in my DNA. So in the spirit of that, there's going to be no endorsement. Not that I'm afraid of it at all,
guys,
but it's just I realize
dumb.
that this level of influence, I'm going to keep my politics to myself.
Some
and I
might
think it's
say
between
he's
me and the
hitting
ballot
rock
box.
bottom.
But I will tell you this. While, like a lot of us out there, not trusting of all politicians, I do trust the American people, and I trust that whoever they vote for, that's going to be my president, and that's who I'm going to support 100%.
As you mentioned, you're
Nobody should ever let The Rock cook, man. No one should let The Rock cook. This is an example of someone saying words that are so meaningless. This is the most middle of the road, dumb fuck shit. I trust the American people. So whoever the American people pick is who I'm going to support. What? Yeah, we can smell what The Rock is cooking, and the oven's not on. That's the thing. The oven's not even on. I don't know. To me, this seems like a rare example. I know people have floated The Rock for president. I know. But I can also see this as a rare example of somebody saying these things who is not purposefully grifting. I really think that this is just how The Rock's mind works. I think that's what's going on upstairs. Kind of just a dumb guy. But of course, Fox News is happy to have him on. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading the whole situation wrong. Maybe The Rock actually is very politically savvy. Maybe he actually is leaning into the, I don't know, reactionary type grift. But it doesn't seem like that. It just seems like he's kind of a dumb guy.
Very influential. To the point of this, we talked about it. You running for president. People talk about it. You've talked about it.
Yes.
So are you going to ever seriously
Dumb
run
like
for
a
president?
rock.
Answer that question seriously, consider it seriously, and make that
Sure.
that mountaintop run
Sure.
for president.
As of now, no. That's not my intention. Will, I'm not a politician. I'm not into politics. I care deeply about our country. I'm a patriot, and I believe you are too, as well. And right now, my desire and my priorities are my babies and school drop-offs and pickups and things like that. That's important to me. I also feel like in the spirit of bringing people together and bringing our country together, I don't know if that's the right move at this point. Possible. I don't know. So truth is,
As of now, you said.
as of now.
So, what I would say to you guys is this. First of all, I do believe this man is a good man who wants to do well. A lot of people ask about Maui. I can say firsthand, he gave millions of dollars away to thousands of people. And for what it's worth, I called him and Nick Khan, the president of WWE, and they called Dana White. And I knew of a gym that got burned down in Lahaina. And I said, listen, this guy needs his gym rebuilt. He needs everything. And it was 2 seconds. It was stop, done. And they sent it. It'll be there next week. Everything they need, the punching bags, the heavy bag.
My question is, why are we even talking about The Rock? I mean, look, it's Fox News. Okay, they'll do this all day long. But who asked? Who asked? Who asked what The Rock thinks of current politics in this country? What is the point? Why are we talking about The Rock donating money to Maui in relation to him offering his thoughts on the state of the country with its problems of cancel culture and woke culture? Like, this just... I listen to this and I go, who wanted this? Who asked for this? Who really needed to know what The Rock thinks? Who needs to know what The Rock thinks on anything? Can't think of many people whose opinion I care less about. Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think I've ever thought to myself, you know what? I really wish that I knew what The Rock was thinking. I really wish I knew what The Rock had to say about any and all of this. Imagine the content, though, if he ran for prez. Honestly, it would just it would just continue the legacy of Donald Trump. The Rock would not be Donald Trump, but the same sensationalizing, the same people obsessed with the celebrity that is The Rock, you know? What does The Rock have to say about Isla Fisher's divorce? Actually, those are the important questions. Okay? I don't give a shit what The Rock has to say about Joe Biden and Donald Trump or cancel culture. I want to know what The Rock thinks about Isla Fisher being back on the market. His ego took 2 massive consecutive L's in the wake of Black Adam, and then the debacle that was him and Oprah asking people for donations after the Lahaina fire. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he's kind of spiraling. Huh. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I really don't pay attention to The Rock, so I haven't seen The Rock or thought like, oh, things aren't really good for The Rock. He's kind of spiraling, et cetera, et cetera. The last time that I've thought about The Rock or talked about him was when the announcement for the A24 movie was coming out. But otherwise, he's just not somebody that I find he's not somebody that I find that I'm interested in, is what I'll say. I'm not somebody who watches a movie because The Rock is in it. In fact, I usually go, this movie's probably not going to be that great. It'll probably be a very specific type of film, just like all of The Rock films. So he's just not somebody whose life I follow, whose career I follow. I don't know. And I never watched WWE, so I don't even, it's not as if I was a fan of The Rock from then. J-Reality has also confirmed that Fox has a massive deal with WWE. This could all be a persona he's building for the upcoming WrestleMania, which is very close. I don't know. You guys would know more about that than I would. What persona would that be, though? Because this is really Go Girl, Give Us Nothing. You know, it's not like The Rock said anything that was like some crazy character. It was Go Girl, Give Us Nothing. He literally said, I'm not left or right, like whatever the American people decide, that's what I will support. You just gotta be real and your true self. What are those words? He said a lot of words, but nothing interesting about them. What is his persona gonna be? Destroying woke culture? What is he gonna be? The anti-woke killing machine? Many words, zero meaning. The Rock is gonna slam woke culture off the top rope. I don't know. We'll see. Look, if this is setting the stage, then I guess we'll find out when WWE comes back, or whatever the fuck he's doing with WWE. I see this more in the context of Biden's decline than anything to do with The Rock. The Rock is a normie who brushed up against politics in 2020 because of the particular cultural moment. Now that we are 4 years out, Biden's keeping them popular. It's a pretty understandable result. I see what you're saying, but I don't think that does apply to The Rock. And what I have to say is, funny enough, it's not that I have a problem with The Rock not endorsing Joe Biden. And in fact, I think right now, until the genocide stops in Palestine, not a single celebrity should endorse Joe Biden. So it's not that my take on this is, I can't believe The Rock is not publicly endorsing Joe Biden and regrets that he did so 4 years ago. It was his talking about cancel culture and woke culture, and then the Go Girl, Give Us Nothing on his other comments when it comes to politics. So I think for him, I think for The Rock, he wants as little controversy, as little hate as possible. And so that's why he is Go Girl, Give Us Nothing. He's not on the left. He's not on the right. He's not, nothing to do with Biden, nothing to do with Trump, everything to do with just the American people. That was the conclusion there. He said, I trust the American people. So he's trying to appeal to 330 million people by saying, I trust every single one of you. You are the only ones who I care about in this whole thing. The woke bad is a red flag, yes. Of course. I mean, woke culture bad, cancel culture, yada yada. That's very reactionary type BS. But again, I'm not convinced that The Rock is doing the whole reactionary grift. Like, the people who use those terms the ones who have been the driving force behind those terms being so bastardized and so misused and misrepresented are ones who do so because it's a value to them. And I just am not convinced that The Rock is that savvy necessarily. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say things that make people mad. Also, I'm sad I said something that caused division. That's The Rock being like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not afraid to be direct. I'm gonna be my most authentic self. But then also goes, I will never say who I'm voting for. Yeah, that's so true. He goes, that's between me and the ballot box. But he started off by saying, if you ask me what I think, I'll be direct. Oh, that's funny. I could see the thinking being as simple as I hear Fox complain about woke stuff and cancel culture, so I throw those words in there. Well, also, it could just be The Rock. It could just be The Rock at his age being like a lot of our parents and older people who are not MAGA. They're not on the right, but they also use the terms cancel culture and woke culture. It's not just something that is strictly used on the right. It's just that right-wing politicians and commentators have latched onto those terms and used it to describe all progress and all diversity. Like they have pushed their agendas on the backs of cancel culture and wokeism. But like, I remember hearing my mom use the term wokeism once, and I said, okay, you know what? Tell me what you think that means. Because it is something that is just in the lexicon now, whether you're left or not left, whether you're like liberal or Republican or centrist, whatever. The destruction of normalcy. Right. So it's just a very, very overused term. And so I think it's maybe where I could see The Rock just being someone who has bought into that shit, but isn't using those words because he's trying to get on his grifting arc. Anyway, I feel like I've spent entirely too much time talking about something that really is that really I don't think merits this much discussion. We have spent all this time we're basically debating whether or not The Rock is really just dumb or if there's an ulterior motive here. Like trying to parse through his statements and go, so is he just stupid, or do we think that there's something like us trying to ascribe a deeper meaning to what he's saying by being like, maybe it has to do with WWE, maybe it has to do with him running for president, there's got to be like some angle here, like we're trying to find the angle, and it might be that he's just not a great intellectual. He got called woke for letting his daughters put makeup on him, so maybe he's insecure about that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But my thing is, if The Rock doesn't agree and thinks that it was just some cute thing that his daughters were doing, which it was, okay, it was a cute thing. This is where the dumb factor comes in, where you're using the word woke in the way that people on the right use the term to describe your daughters putting makeup on you, to describe people of color, like multiple people of color in a superhero movie, like Black Adam. The disconnect there. The disconnect, right? You're using this in the same way that they do, but to describe your life. Fellas, is it gay to bond with your daughters?